dumbest reasons people got in trouble at school. In elementary school, this person was out playing during recess. You're stupid. Hey! It had rained the night before, and this kid noticed a small puddle. Oh, a puddle. He walked over to it, and then he got an idea. Flamingo. Flamingo. He proceeded to stand in the puddle on one leg, like a flamingo would, and he stood there and didn't move for 10 minutes. Just a kid pretending to be a flamingo. I probably would have done the same thing. But a teacher noticed this, and instead of chuckling to himself or just brushing it off, he got very, very mad for some reason. You! What are you doing? I'm a flamingo, Mr. Johnson. Flamingo my ass. I can't believe you. Principal's office now. You're getting a detention. But I'm a flamingo. No. I hate my life. This kid ran a crazy school business. When this kid went to school, they had this thing called food dudes. Students were given 2 bags of fruits and vegetables just like these. And if they ate both bags and brought the teachers the empty bags, they would get a prize. Well, nobody wanted to do it. And they didn't want to just throw the fruits and vegetables away and then turn the bags in because the janitors would notice and the teachers would find out. So this one kid was like, hey, I'll eat the fruits and vegetables for you and give you the empty bag back for just $1 a bag. And kids would do it. They would give him the fruits and vegetables. He would eat it. He would give them the bags back and they would get the prizes. This kid was making about $30 a day. Well, a couple months later, some teachers noticed a terrible smell coming from somewhere in the library. After some investigating, they found out where it came from. Turns out, this kid wasn't eating the fruits and vegetables at all. He was putting them in a cardboard box and hiding them somewhere in the library. And apparently, it smelled like death. That's crazy. This school secretary is horrible for this. This guy said that when he was in 7th grade, he was in English class when the school secretary came on the intercom to say something.
Good afternoon. Can you please send Kayla Stevens to the office? Her dad just died. Thank you.
That girl's father had just passed away from a heart attack an hour before this, and her mom came in to pick her up from school. And somehow the school secretary thought that announcing to a 12-year-old that her dad was dead in front of her entire class was a good idea. It was not. My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. Watch this. Hey, Kyle. Oh, hey, Stacy. What's up? I just wanted to tell you that I've always had a crush on you, and I'm wondering if you feel the same way. Oh my gosh, really? No, I would never have a crush on you. You're the weirdest kid in school. Hey, Stacy. What? Nice tan. Orange is my favorite color. Oompa Loompa ass. What did you just say to her, man? Not you again, you 2-legged stool sample. Excuse me? Your family got robbed last week, right? Yeah, man, so what? Well, you're so ugly, I heard the robbers made you wear the mask. At a private middle school, this kid and his friends opened up a casino in the cubby room during lunch. They only knew how to play blackjack, so that is what they played. Well, it started off small. They were betting things like chips and pudding cups, but soon after, everyone was betting their lunch money. Well, one of the kids that started this was a hustler, and he was winning everyone's money. Another kid was salty about this, so he told the teacher, and the principal shut the casino down for good, and that kid got suspended. That's crazy. You're not gonna believe this. This entitled man left a review on a mattress store. Here's what happened. So one day he was at a mattress store with his wife and they bought a mattress. Yeah, so I think we want, that one. Yeah, that one's perfect. Alright, sounds good. I'll get this all settled for you. Well, fast forward 2 years and this guy and his wife were moving to a different town. Well, the mattress wouldn't fit into the minivan. So this is what he did. He called the mattress store that he bought it from. Hi, yeah, I'm wondering if you could help me move a mattress. Move a mattress? What do you mean? I want one of the workers to come to my house and move my mattress to my new house, please. We don't do that. Why didn't you just have us deliver it to your new house? Because I bought the mattress 2 years ago. Good luck. I'll pay you.
They sold us a nice bed, but 2 years later when we were moving, they refused to help us move the bed, even after we offered to pay for it. So in our opinion, all they do is sell beds. Do not expect anything else after that.
Yeah, no. It's a mattress store, not a moving company. A secret she's taking to the grave. She had just moved in with her boyfriend. Things were going pretty well. Well, one morning, she was running late to work, so she got in her car and backed out of the driveway very fast. She accidentally ran into the mailbox, knocking it over completely. She was already so late to work, so she just left. When she got home, her boyfriend asked, "Yo, did you hit the mailbox this morning? It's completely destroyed."
I saw the mailman this morning run into it and then leave.
Are you serious? The mailman did that?
Yeah.
Her boyfriend then bought a new mailbox, put it in, and the next morning, he sat by the window, waiting for the mailman. Oh, morning! You. What? And every day since then, whenever he hears the mailman pull up, he runs outside to insult him.
Can I have some more coffee, please?
That's him.
I think you can stop yelling at him every day.
No. Oh, God. You're the worst mailman in the world. I hate my life. This teacher is horrible. The guy that shared the story said that in preschool it was nap time. Everyone was laying down and sleeping, but he couldn't fall asleep, so he was just fiddling with his sleeping bag. The teacher then came over to him, crouched down, and, "Listen to me. You have to go to sleep right now, okay?" "Miss, I can't fall asleep." When he told her he couldn't fall asleep, she got very mad, so she grabbed his face and said, "If you don't fall asleep right now, I'm calling your parents and you're going to the office." This preschool's a prison. This teacher is bogus. When this kid was in middle school, he had just finished his work for the day and went up to go to the bathroom. Okay. That's when his teacher said, "Excuse me, sit back down. Where are you going?" I don't care. Sit back down. If you want to go somewhere, raise your hand." So the kid sits back down and raises his hand for what feels like a very long time. She was ignoring him. She even began to read a book. Until finally... "Oh, Kyle, I'm sorry. Yes, what? Yeah, can I go to the bathroom, please?" "Oh, yeah, of course. You don't need to ask me. You can just get up and go. You're a big boy." Classic. Secrets people are taking to the grave. When this guy was a kid, he went to the Family Dollar with his mom and a few of his cousins. They went off to do their own thing, and he was in the toy aisle. He started flinging marbles across the floor. He stopped, and then 2 minutes later, he hears a crash and a woman scream, "Somebody help this man!" He went to go check it out. When he got to where the commotion was coming from, he saw a group of people standing around a man who had fallen off of a ladder. He was seizing, and there was blood everywhere. His mom then whisked him and his cousins away, and they left the store. Well, the next time they were at the Family Dollar, they asked one of the cashiers what had happened.
Hi, yeah, so my son and I were in here a few weeks ago. What happened to that man who fell down? When he fell off the ladder, he hit his head, and sadly he passed away. Oh my god, how did he fall? We found out later that he had accidentally set his ladder on top of a marble, made the whole thing a bit wobbly, and he fell off. It's crazy. If that marble wasn't there, he would be alive today.
Did this woman go too far? She was in her car in the line for the Starbucks drive-thru, and the line was very long. She had been in it for about 20 minutes at this point. When a woman in a Mercedes tried to cut in front of her and the 8 cars behind her in line. "Hey, no! Screw you!" When they got to the order screen, as that lady was placing her order, she decided to lay on her horn every time that woman tried to talk. "Yeah, I want to get Okay, I'll have a, Okay, so I want to... Eventually, that lady got fed up and drove off without placing her order. I mean, it wasn't right for that woman to cut her off, but to waste people's time even further? She might have went too far. What do you think? The person that shared this story said that when she was a kid, her Girl Scout troop went on a field trip to the police station. For fun, they put all the Girl Scouts in one of the cells and locked it. They were going to take some pictures. But for some reason, the person that had the key left the room. And in the cell block right next to them was an actual criminal who had been arrested the day before. And this woman was wacky. Hey girls. Can you want to smell something really weird? I don't want to smell anything, no. I'm gonna kill you. Let us out of here, Can someone get the key, please? She's gonna kill us. That's crazy. One day, this kid came to middle school with pink eye. He didn't really tell anybody about it, because if the school knew he had pink eye, they would make him stay home. Well, this was right around the time where classes were having some of their biggest tests of the year, and students were getting stressed out. "Oh, dude, I couldn't study at all this week. I'm gonna fail this test, like, it's bad." I tried my best. Hopefully I passed, but you know. What's wrong with your eye, dude? I have pink eye. Oh my god, you have pink eye? Why are you here? Because they're serving chicken nuggets at lunch today. I can't miss that. Dude, if you give me pink eye right now, I'll have it by tomorrow and I won't be able to take the test. Gives me more time. Dude, alright. $10. Okay, here. Alright, you ready? Go for it. Okay. Well, word spread, and that day, this dude made $350. The school got pretty suspicious why tons and tons of students had pink eye at the same time. They couldn't really pin it on anybody. And it was a win-win. This kid made some good money, and tons of students were able to pass their tests because they had more time to study. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in 5th grade, he started a business. A snack selling business. He bought a bunch of stuff from Costco. Candies, chips, juice, anything that was popular at that moment. And the second he started selling at school, business was immediately booming. He was selling out every single day. Well, one day he came to school ready to get his business on to make some money, but he realized business was abnormally slow. And that's when he found out that there was another group of kids who also started the same exact business. Well, he wasn't gonna let this fly, so he made himself some business cards and started having bundles with deals that kids could purchase. He hired 4 employees, 1 in his grade, 1 in 6th grade, 1 in 7th grade, and 1 in 8th grade, and they were paid every single Friday. They had 5 lockers, 1 for each person in each grade, and each one of those lockers were stuffed to the brim with candy and snacks. In total, he made $7,200. This kid ran the weirdest business, but he made money. My followers sent me the story of a business he ran. One day, this kid decided that he was gonna start charging people to read their minds. Hey, I'll read your mind for $2. You can't read minds, man, that's bullcrap. Fine then, just to prove you, this one's on the house. Your crush is gonna talk to you today. Yeah, right. And later that day, hey Kyle. Oh my god, dude, it worked. Told you. Spread the word. Now that was most likely just a coincidence, but that kid spread the word and suddenly everyone was lining up to get their minds read by him. Business was absolutely booming. The kids at this school had a lot of money, and they were literally paying him whatever he asked for. $30. You're gonna pass the test today. $25. You'll go to the bathroom 3 times today, but one of them will be a poop. $75. Something crazy is gonna happen on the bus. In total, he's made over $1,000. Her friend is the worst. The woman who shared this story said it was the day of her friend's wedding, and she was her friend's maid of honor. It's been months of planning. Everyone was dressed and they were all ready to step into the limo.
I can't believe today's the day. I'm so excited for you. I want to thank you for taking me on this journey with you. I'm so honored. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. So, Melissa is the maid of honor now? What? Yeah, this whole time she thought she was my maid of honor. I never had the heart to tell her that you were, so you're not the maid of honor anymore.
She stood there, not knowing what to say. And as they were all about to get into the limo, her friend, the bride, says to her,
"Oh, by the way, you should probably have your boyfriend drive you to the venue, because Melissa's my maid of honor now. There's no more room in the limo." "Okay, I'll see you there, bye."
She then skipped the wedding and never talked to her friend ever again. Crazy things kids did in school. Follower submission. I just want to start this video off by saying no squirrels were harmed. Okay, so this kid and his friend wanted to pull a prank at school. So they set up a trap in his backyard to catch a squirrel. They put some corn in there, and sure enough, the next day, there was a squirrel in the trap. They safely ushered the squirrel from the trap to a lunchbox. They took the lunchbox to school, and well, they released the squirrel into the bathroom. They posted the incident on Snapchat, and although they knew this would probably get them caught, they didn't really care. They were pretty much doing it for the clout. Anyway, here's the Snapchat he sent me. Well, after the bathroom incident, the squirrel managed to escape the bathroom and started running down the hallways. That's when they heard a couple screams. They panicked a little bit and they head to class. Well, they were caught and they were incredibly apologetic to school staff. They didn't get in trouble at all. They simply got a phone call home. This is messed up. So this guy and his girlfriend had just broken up. They lived together. Well, the day after they broke up, he went to work, and that was when she was going to pack all of her stuff and leave. When he got home from work, he relaxed, had some dinner, watched some TV, and then he was gonna brush his teeth before he went to sleep. Both of his toothbrushes that were in his cabinet were covered in a gross brown substance. He knew immediately it was his ex, so he texted her, "What the frick did you do to my toothbrushes?" She told him that she pooped on one of his toothbrushes. and on the other, she put some weird chocolate on there and sprayed it with fart spray, so he couldn't tell the difference if he wanted to do a sniff test. That's savage. This girl went to the weirdest sleepover ever. When this person was in middle school, she went to a sleepover at her friend's house. It started off pretty normal, but her friend's mom was obsessively taking pictures of them all night.
No, Carlos is the nice one. Kevin was the weird one. I think they're both weird. Girls, look over here.
Well, at one point, they were watching a movie and her friend had fallen asleep. Her friend's mom then comes over with her camera and records her daughter sleeping for 5 minutes. Well, that night, she was sleeping on the floor of her friend's room facing the wall, away from the door. She was having trouble going to bed, when at exactly 3 a.m., she heard the door creak open. Her friend's mom had snuck into the room at 3 in the morning to take pictures of them while they slept. This kid's mom is sus. The person that shared this story said that his friend's mom wouldn't let them watch SpongeBob.
Hey, we should watch some SpongeBob.
No. My mom will get so mad. Dude, she's in the other room. Like, it's just SpongeBob. She's not gonna get that mad. They're watching SpongeBob. Patrick is such an idiot. What are you doing? Oh my god, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just watching SpongeBob. It's not a big deal. SpongeBob is not allowed in our house, Kyle. Go home now. But now. Okay. And you get upstairs right now. Bring your Bible and the rosary. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. Yes, ma'am. Dear God. Why was she so against SpongeBob, you ask? It's because she thought the holes on SpongeBob's body would induce evil, sinful, and dirty thoughts. This guy's boss is the worst. The guy who shared this story is an older man, and he worked in a warehouse. Well, his boss made this rule. Employees could only have 20 minutes of bathroom breaks a week. That's 4 minutes a day. Well, this man thought it was ridiculous, so he went to talk to his supervisor, who, keep in mind, was much younger than him. I wanted to talk to you about the bathroom rule. I was wondering if I could have an exception. I can't do that, I'm sorry. You realize I'm an older man, right? It takes me longer to go to the bathroom. I really don't want to talk about this right now. I can't change the rule, so I don't know what to say. I don't want to talk about this right now. Do you want me to write you up? Have a good life. I quit. Fine, go. About 10 of his coworkers asked him what happened, and they walked out with him. Alrighty guys, we have 2 hours left. Where is everyone? I think they all quit. Oh my god, I'm screwed. Back in middle school, this kid and his friend used to be those guys. You know, those guys who could get you anything. Gum, they got you. Snacks, they got you. Any drink you want, they got you. Homework passes, Pokemon cards, bathroom passes, they could get it. They were constantly making tons of money. Their business was seriously booming. At one point, they ventured out to do something a bit more risky. They began a service where they would get people dates to a school dance. It was a tough venture, and it cost a lot, but they learned that everyone has a price. Well, the selling dates side business ended when they got this kind of nerdy kid a date to the Christmas dance. However, the girl had a boyfriend, and the girl's parents wondered why she wasn't going to the dance with her boyfriend. The boyfriend found out, got really mad, and the whole story unraveled. These two guys got suspended, and they had to shut down all of their businesses. In total, by the end of middle school, these two guys made over $7,000. You gotta respect the hustle. This kid and his friend ran the most insane businesses in high school. He lived pretty close to shops, so every day he would buy a bunch of items, and him and his friend made a website where students at their school could go on and order items from them. The website had descriptions and prices on there as well. It was very convenient. Then, to get paid and make profit, he charged a $7.50 delivery fee. They also had a selection of energy drinks that they stored in certain lockers around the school that were available for students' immediate pickup. Another thing they did was that they sold teachers' login information. Now, the prices for these were much higher. Kids would buy them to change grades and do stuff like that. They also had the principal's login. They actually sold that one for over $600. These geniuses ran these businesses for over 4 years, and they made about $300,000. That's absolutely insane. New black market vid on my page. Check it out right now. Uber driver's craziest experiences. One night, this Uber driver was driving around a cul-de-sac looking for a guy he was supposed to pick up. Well, he couldn't find him, so he decided to keep driving around the cul-de-sac until he found him. Well, as he was pulling around the cul-de-sac for the third time, two guys emerged from the back of a house. Hey! Yes? Hey, what did you say? He said, hey, idiot. Jeffrey, please. I'm sorry. What are you doing in my neighborhood? I said, what are you doing in my neighborhood? At this point, the Uber driver was freaking out. This dude came out strapped. An Uber driver, I'm trying to pick somebody up, but I can't find him. Okay, what's the address? 69 Mellon Drive? Oh, you're looking for Willard. He lives right there at the blue house. Willard is a character. You're gonna love him. Have a great night. Oh, hell no. He drove home, and he never accepted a ride in that part of town ever again. These guys are currently running this business. They sell Rubik's Cubes at their school. And as you can imagine, at first, not many people wanted to buy them. So this guy had an idea. He would bring his Rubik's Cube around everywhere, and he would teach people tricks on how to solve them. After a few weeks of doing this, more and more people wanted to buy the Rubik's Cubes. Kids were buying them because solving a Rubik's Cube is impressive. So maybe they were trying to impress girls, their friends, whatever. But business is currently booming. They sell the Rubik's Cubes for about $15 each, and they just recently made over $300. New black market vid on my page. Check it out right now. Weird things that happened at a friend's house. When this kid was 10 years old, he went to his friend's house for the first time. They were having fun. Wake up, wake up. Dude, your hamster's hilarious, right? Isn't he the best? Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Well, he went to the bathroom and did his thing. As he was washing his hands, he noticed 4 towels that were hanging up. But the thing was, each of those 4 towels had brown marks all over them. So he asked his friend about it. Hey man, what's with those like weird dirty towels hanging up in your bathroom? Oh yeah, those are poop towels. Poop towels? Poop towels. What's a poop towel? Well, my family doesn't buy toilet paper for the environment, so we each have our own poop towel that we use and we hang it up after each use. He went home and told his mom about it. And then they just hang it up. They just hang it back up, Mom. It was so gross. You're never allowed to see Joey again. Next. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. This kid is in middle school, and his dad owns a shawarma restaurant. Well, one day this kid had an idea. He started helping his dad close the restaurant every single night, and he started taking home the leftover shawarma, falafel, juice boxes, and a ton of other things. He would then bring those things to school the next day and sell them to students. There's a microwave in the lunchroom, so he would keep the products cold, and then the kids who bought them could warm them up so they taste fresh. To this day, he still hasn't been caught. Business is booming. So far, he's made $300, and he has no plans to stop. Weirdest breakups ever. In high school, this girl wanted to break up with her boyfriend, but she didn't know how to do it. So one day, she was hanging out with her friend. I just don't know what to say. I don't really want to talk to him in person. It's gonna be so awkward. I have an amazing idea. Hold on, pose for me, pose. Perfect. Now we're gonna post this to your Instagram. Okay. And as the caption, put, I love being single. He'll definitely get the hint. Oh my god, you're a freaking genius. And it's posted. But when her boyfriend saw it, he did not get the hint. Oh my god, he texted me. I love Pringles? Who even says that? Just text him something back. You have to end this now. Okay, I sent it. Yeah, bro, no, it was definitely autocorrect. She meant to say I love Pringles. It's happens all the time. Hold on, she just texted me. There was this one teacher at this one high school that never let anybody use the bathroom, no matter how many times they asked. There was this one girl in class who hated this teacher, and the teacher hated her. Every day, she would always ask if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. Well, on the last day of school, this girl was in this teacher's class. She asked the teacher twice if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. This is what happened when she asked for the 3rd time. Miss, can I please use the bathroom? I really have to go. I swear to God, if you ask me one more time, no, you may not. Okay, fine, but just remember, you did this. The girl then stood up, stared at the teacher, and peed her pants. She got in big trouble, but she went home and told her parents about this, and her father was a urologist. Her father called the school, and this teacher got into huge trouble. When this guy was in college, he used to work in a kitchen at a restaurant. One day it was very busy. Somebody messed something up, and the kitchen started on fire. Fire, guys, fire, fire! What is... Somebody grabbed a fire extinguisher and put it out. At this point, the kitchen was trashed. But here's the thing. The boss said, I don't care what just happened. Keep cooking, keep sending the food out, we are not stopping. And they did. They kept serving customers, even though the kitchen was burnt as crap and there was fire extinguisher junk everywhere. Finally, at the end of his shift, as this guy was about to leave, they stopped him. Hey, Steven. Yeah? I'm not sure where you're going. I never said you can go home. I need you to clean up the kitchen from the fire, okay? What? Just me? Yeah, it's Carla's birthday and we're all gonna get some drinks, so you gotta clean it up. Make sure you lock the doors when you leave, okay?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
He said screw that, and he went home, and he never returned to that place ever again. My favorite comebacks. Let's dive right in. I ran a 5-minute mile today. Kyle, how long was yours? It doesn't matter, Chad. No, I want to know, how long was your mile?
It was 10 minutes, I timed him.
So what? 10-minute mile, dude? You're so fat and lazy. You want to know why your dad left you, Chad? Don't. It's because you're as useless as Anne Frank's drum kit. What? This one middle school teacher shared a story about how one year the school hired 2 new teachers to teach one class. One of them hated kids and the other one was terrible at her job. One time she put her classroom fish in the microwave. Obviously it died, and then she covered up the smell with peppermint oil. Well, the teacher that shared this story said that occasionally she would check on that class because these 2 teachers were not very good at teaching. And she saw a student standing on top of his desk in good Dead Poets Society fashion, describing every way these 2 teachers are the worst. You are the meanest teacher I've ever had. You are horrible to students and everyone here hates you. You, miss, are not much better. You killed your fish in front of all of us. We loved that fish. You are a horrible teacher. The teacher that checked on him called him out of the room.
I have to give you a detention, but no, hear me out. I'm very proud of you for what you did. Those 2 teachers are the absolute worst, okay?
And the detention wasn't bad at all. They played cards, watched movies, and even ordered food. The dumbest school rules ever. At this one middle school, there was a rule where you couldn't talk at all during lunch. And if somebody did talk, hey, does this smell weird to you? They would shut off all of the lights in the cafeteria. Okay, we got a talker. The lights are coming off. The crazy part is, there were no windows in the cafeteria, so when they turned those lights off, it was pitch black. It's a little intense in my opinion, and they thought they were doing something with this. But it became a major problem because kids kept spilling each other's drinks and eating each other's food. A couple parents complained, and it changed the rule. This guy shared a story that throughout the entire time he lived at his home with his parents, his mom had this crazy rule. If he sneezed, even just once, he wasn't allowed to leave the house. Alright, Mom, I'll see you later. I'm heading over to Steven's. Okay, have fun. Be careful, alright? Alright, Mama. No, you're staying home. Get to your room. Okay, I'll bring you some soup. God, Mom, please. It was just this. Don't you disobey me, boy. Get to your room. I'll bring you some soup. She also had another rule for him. He wasn't allowed to do anything at all on Tuesdays. Alright, Mom, I want to grab some dinner with Kayla. Alright, I'll be back in like an hour. Alright, sweetie, hold on. What day is it today? Tuesday? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, then what are you thinking? You know you can't go anywhere. Sit down. The reason he wasn't allowed to do anything on Tuesdays is because he was born on a Tuesday. Doesn't make any sense at all. This school is doing too much. Person that shared this story went to a Catholic middle school with a dress code and everything. A part of that dress code was that students had to wear a tie every single day. Good morning, everyone. Get to class. Come on, come on. Kevin, where's your tie? And if somebody wasn't wearing a tie, they would get a detention, Kevin. You have a detention. Well, the school took this rule a little too far. There were a lot of kids that would walk home from school every day, and they wanted to extend this rule. They said,
if you're a student that walks home, your tie must remain on until you get to your house.
Which is weird, but okay, no one's watching. Wrong. The principal hired people to stand on the main road, checking to make sure these kids who walked home had their ties still on. And if they didn't have their tie on when they were walking home, they would get a detention. That is the craziest thing I have ever heard.
আমার কাছে জিনের বাচ্চার নাম্বার আছে জিনের বাচ্চা
করতে চাস নাকি ইটিস পিটিস করতে চাস বাচ্চামিস
হ্যালো বন্ধু আমার রোদে দিছস এই তো দিছি তো ঠিক মতো রোদে দিছস
কি শুনতে চান আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি
ভালোবাসা যে এত প্যারা এত কষ্ট এত জ্বালা যন্ত্রণা জানলে ভালোই বাসতাম জিসান আর তুলির ভালোবাসার ইতিহাস
তাই রক্ত লাগবে দোস্ত।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম দুলা ভাই।
আরে শালা, ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। কি খবর, কেমন আছো?
গলায় দড়ি লাগাই দিছে ভাবি।
গলায় দড়ি দিছি মানে গলায় 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 কেন রেখেছেন আমাকে? কি হয়েছে বলতো?
আর বলিস না, তোরে যে বুকিং দিছে সে তো এখন আমার পিছনে লাগছে।
দিশান, আমার দরজা লাগাই দিছে। আমার দরজা লাগাই দিছে। কই যায়? কই যা?
ফোন দিয়ে যেতেছি, ফোনই ধরো না, তোমার ফোন ধরার কোনো নামই নাই, কোনো কথা, তোমার ফোন ধরো না কেন?
এবারে এক্সামের প্রিপারেশন কিরকম তোদের? আমি তো খুবই এক্সাইটেড কারণ আমার প্রিপারেশন খুবই ভালো।
দিশান দরজা খোল।
কি কিছু বুঝতেছি না।
যে ফোন আমার ছেলের লাইফস্টাইল নষ্ট করে সে ফোন আমি রাখবো না, এটাই আমার সিদ্ধান্ত। বাবা, তোমাকে এবার আমাদের মতো করে চলতে হবে। ইউটিউবের ভিউ দিয়ে আমাদের খেতে হবে না।
তো আমি যার সাথে দেখা করতে যাচ্ছি সে যদি স্ট্রেট ফরওয়ার্ড না হয়, তাহলে তার খবরই আছে।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ভাই, আমি যাচ্ছি, এদেরকে ছাড়েন, আমি উঠতেছি। ভাই আমার ভক্তকুল কিন্তু আপনার থানা ঘেরাও করে ফেলবে। ওকে, নো ওয়ারিজ, আমি আবার এসব বিষয়ে অনেক উদার। চলো,
ওকে, লেটস ডু ইট টুগেদার।
বাই, টাটা।
পেয়ে গেলাম মানে এই যে আমরা একজন একজনের সামনাসামনি চোখাচোখি মুখোমুখি, আমি তোমাকে ধরতে পারতেছি, ফিল করতে পারছি।
ও ভাইয়া, প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল।
ও প্র্যাঙ্ক, ওকে ওকে, চালিয়ে যান, ক্যারি অন।
নাতিব শুনো,
মাঝখানে ফোকাস ছিল না, ডিফোকাস হয়ে গেছে, এই সেই। তুই এটা কোন লেন্স ইউজ করিস?
টেলিলেন্স।
কত?
কেউ যে 50-50।
শোনো, আমি বলছি পসিবল, নাহলে কিন্তু এই যে গরম কফি গায়ে ঢেকে দেবো। বলো পসিবল?
ওকে ফাইন, পসিবল।
এই মেয়ে লোকটাকে তুই বিয়ে করতে পারবি?
টিন্ডার থেকে তুমি এর আগে আর কারোর সাথে কফি ডেট করেছো আমি ছাড়া?
হোয়াট? আমাকে কি দেখে মনে হয় চিপ? আমি এক্সক্লুসিভ ভার্সন, ওকে? আই এম নট অ্যাভেলেবল। কি ছিল? কি ছিল?
প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল, বিশেষ হচ্ছে না। এই যে
Prank
আই সুইট, আই সুইট, ওই যে দেখেন মনোপড নিয়ে দাঁড়ায় আছে, এই যে আরেকজন ইফতে। এই শিখেছি ধরে 50 কি টেলিলেন্স নাকি? 85 ইউজ করবি, দরকার পড়লে তোর আমি 70-200 কিনা দিব।
তুই টেনশন করিস না, হ্যাঁ?
কোনো চোর না, চুরি না, ডাকাতি না, এটা প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল, টোটালি প্র্যাঙ্ক। প্র্যাঙ্ক শিখাইছে উস্তাদ। কেমন হলো প্র্যাঙ্ক?
কি করবি? চেনা চেহারা না হলো কি চেহারা, কথা তো বেশি চেহারা ওজন বেশি।
আপনি না শুই না না দেখা সব জানা ফেলছেন বাবা।
রক্ত লাগবে রে।
রক্ত?
আসবো না মানে?
হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম।
আসবো না। ঠিক আছে, দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা, যাও।
কি রে, তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন?
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল? এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে, তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস, ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগে থাকে।
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল।
গলবে, পাখির মন গলবে, এমন মন্ত্র দেব।
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
এই এই দুলাভাই সামনে থাকলে যে সালাম দিতে হয়, আপনি শিখাই নাই তোরা?
যে কোচিং এর সামনে যে গুন্ডাটা দাঁড়িয়ে থাকে, আমার তো মনে হয় পড়াশোনা সব বন্ধ করে দিবে।
আমি তোর প্রেমের গল্প সাকসেসফুল না। আমার কথা বিশ্বাস কর।
আমি শুধু একটু প্রেম ভালোবাসাতে, আমি শুধু ওরেই চাই বাবা, আমি শুধু ওরে পাইলে হবে।
ওকে, আমি আপনাকে ভালোবাসি। আচ্ছা, আপনার কাছে একটা প্রশ্ন।
আমার তো অনেক ভয় লাগতেছে দোস্ত, এই যে আস্তে আস্তে সব মানুষ জানবে, তারপর আমার ফ্যামিলিকেও জানাই দিবে, আর আমার
এন্ড বেস্ট অফ লাক ফর ডক্টরশিপ। আমি দোয়া করি তুমি যেন একজন ভালো ডক্টর হও।